Good afternoon, everybody. This is Craig from Integrated Physical Therapy. I am half of the Craig and Brittany Show. We are here today to show you some very quick exercises to help you through a back tweak. You know that time where you bend over and take a leash off the dog and your back bothers you a little bit like I did this morning? That's what we're going to go through today. There's the culprit. Toby's going to join us today for a little bit of these exercises. But here's the thing. When you're in discomfort, the idea is once you've cleared anything major out of the way, we want to have movement. How do we want to have movement? In this particular case, eccentrically. What's eccentric? Eccentric is a negative. A negative is when a muscle is contracted, but it is lengthening at the same time. That lets the muscle know it is in control and it is expanding its length as we go through. This is a beautiful way to work our way out of a tweak if we're in an acute situation, but we can tolerate some movement, okay? We first want to make sure we clear all the red flags, and then we're going to go into some movement. So here's our first one. First one's going to be on the door. We're going to open up our lat muscles, these big, long wing muscles. They come all the way up from our shoulder blades all the way down into our low back. So what we're going to do eccentrically here is we're going to find a door. We're going to close that door. Please make sure that it clicks closed, or a wall. And we're going to take our hands about shoulder width apart, our feet about shoulder width apart, and almost like a push-up position, we're going to push our tush back, and our arms are engaging on the wall, or in this case on the door. As we push, we lean back, and we keep our lats engaged, our neck nice and long, and we come back up again. We're going to do this 10 to 15 times. I'm pushing into the door. I'm using my feet to stabilize, I'm keeping my core nice and tight, and I'm really lengthening through my shoulders. Now to make it a little harder, I'm going to come down a little bit more on the door. That's going to force me to have a little bit more range of motion. I am still pushing into the door as I reach back, and I really lengthen through those lats. I want to do that 7, 10, 15 times sub-maximally. What does that mean? That means I don't want to do it so much that I can't do more than 3 or 4 of them. I want to be able to do 7, 10, 15 of them very comfortably. And I want to be able to do multiple sets of them throughout the day. So I don't want to cause a lot of discomfort. Exercise number 2. I have an 8-pound dumbbell here. You can use an 8-pound, a 5-pound, a 10-pound, whatever comfortable for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn sideways just a little bit so you can see me a little better. And we're going to start from our chin, curling down. We're then going to let our shoulders drop, our mid-back drop, and then slowly into our low back as we roll down. Now the weight is pulling me down, and my back muscles are holding me up, but lengthening at the same time. I'm going to go all the way down that feels comfortable. I'm going to slightly bend my knees, and I'm going to come back up. Why do I bend my knees? So that I don't hurt my back again. So chin tucks, shoulders roll, sternum drops inward. I can break the bend on my knees if I want to, and slowly I work my way down, letting the weight pull me as my low back and my mid back lengthen. And you'll notice that I'll get a little further down each time. So I'm going to do that one more time. We can do again 5, 7, 10 of these. Very gentle, very gentle. Stay away from pain. Chin, shoulders, mid back. Now I'm in my low back. Weight's hanging. It's pulling me down. And notice on that third one, I went much further than I did on the first. So this is an 8-pound dumbbell. You use what's comfortable for you. Exercise number 3. Now this one has 2 components to it. So I'm using a foam pad here just for comfort for my knee more than anything else. And I'm going to place myself in a position where I've got 1 foot in front of my hips and 1 foot behind. This is your typical hip flexor opening type stretch. Now, if I engage my glute like I'm supposed to, right, which opens up my hip flexor, I get a nice big stretch here in the front of my hip. in this case on my left side. To make it eccentric, what I want to do is with my back foot, I want to push down into the floor while I'm in my stretch and then come back to my neutral starting position. Now the trick of this is knowing how far to go forward and how far to come back. The movement doesn't happen in my chest or in my hips. It happens solely in my knee. I want my whole body to come forward until I can no longer keep my glute muscles and my tush here contracted. I then push this back foot down, maybe 10 or 15%, nothing much, and then I come back. The only thing that moves is my knee is bending, and I'm feeling that pull all the way up through here. This is a 10 to 15 repetition process. Start with 5, start with 3, start with what feels good to you. Make sure that you switch and you do it on both sides. These are 3 eccentric exercises that you can take home with you today. You can practice them throughout the day and you can beat the tweak in your back. I promise you that. Try these out, comment to us, let us know how we do. Don't forget to subscribe to Integrated Physical Therapy. Click that bell to make sure that you are receiving the new videos as we release them. Have an awesome day. See you guys soon.